Hi and welcome to my fourth tutorial on BusinessObjects Web Intelligence. Today we'll be covering how to use graphs and how to configure them. I am going to start off by creating a new query based on the eFashion universe. And the objects we'll be selecting in the query are year, quarter, month. Under store I want the store name. And for my measures, I am interested in the sales revenue. Run the query, and by default it will generate a vertical table with all the objects you selected in your query. For now I'm not interested in this, so I'm going to remove them, and also the report title. And going to start off, the first graph I'm going to demo is the vertical mixed graph. It can be found under templates and then under charts, and here are all your chart options. And the vertical mixed graph is stored under is a line graph, so you just drag it from the template window into your report. Make it a little bit bigger. And what this chart will show is the sales revenue shown over a period of 12 months, broken down by years. So I'm going to start with dragging my measure, and the next one I'll do is my month object, drop that here, and if I show you what happens so far is it generate quite an ugly looking graph. The reason for that is BusinessObjects turns on the 3D look by default. So I'm going to turn that off. And uncheck yes under the 3D look. And the next thing I will do is I'm going to, at the moment this line here is all the revenue added up together because I did not put any restrictions on my query. So if I go back to view structure and I want to break the sales revenue down by year, so I go back to my data tab and drag the year dimension on the right of the chart and go back to view results, and now it's starting to look like a fairly nice graph. Make it even a bit bigger. Okay, so the only thing that is missing now is the legend, because you can't identify what year you're looking at. So we go back to properties, and under legend you check yes, and if you click the little plus you can specify where you want the legend to appear, on the left, on the bottom, or on the right, and that's what I'm going to go for. That concludes the vertical mixed graph, and the next graph I'll be showing you is the vertical bar chart with trend line. In order to demo that chart, I will need to create two variables, and I'm going to do that now. The name will be revenue 2005, which will show my sales revenue where the year is equal to 2005. The next variable will show my 2006 revenue, so I can just duplicate that since I can reuse most of the logic, and double click to edit and rename this to 2006 and rename my where clause, change my where clause. Okay. So the next bar, like I said, was the vertical bar chart with trend line. So from under my charts, I select it here under my bar charts and drag it underneath this one and make it a lot wider. Okay. And what I will be showing here is my current year revenue, 2006, broken down by month, and I am going to show you what it does now. So this creates a bar chart showing my 2006 revenue, and I am going to turn off my 3D look again, and I'm going to insert a legend. And the one thing that is still missing from this chart is the trend line, and the trend line will show my 2005 revenue, so I can compare the 2 years. Okay, go back to my data and view structure, and here will be here I will place my comparative measure and drag that in here, and if I go back now, I get my 2005 revenue added in. That concludes my charting tutorial. Thanks very much for listening, and stay tuned for my next tutorial.